Christopher Wray, FBI chief appointed by Donald Trump, took over from the corrupt James Comey, as you will remember. Trump thought he was going to be effective. He has now proven not to be that. Let me make my case. So everybody knows that the Biden family is being investigated because it enriched itself by taking money from foreigners and foreign nations, from private individuals in Ukraine, in Russia, in China, and people who were working for the government. Everybody knows that investigation has been underway for at least 5 years. And the centerpiece of that is the Hunter Biden laptop. Okay? So we as a people, we wait for the Justice Department, this is a federal offense, to compile evidence to say yes or no, the Vice President of the United States at the time, Joe Biden, used his office to enrich his family and perhaps himself. We have been waiting for 5 years. There is a whistleblower that made accusations to the FBI that Joe Biden himself took bribes. Okay, we live in the United States of accusation. Most accusations are false. They are not valid. They cannot be backed up. Idiots write stuff on the internet every day that is absolutely untrue. Keep that in mind. But when a whistleblower goes into the FBI and says something about a sitting vice president a few years ago, if that whistleblower lies, that is a crime. Keep that in mind. So the House Oversight Committee, chaired by James Comer, congressman from Kentucky, wants to see the allegations the whistleblower has lodged. Okay? The FBI has filed those allegations under FD 1023. That's a form. It's in writing. Comer has asked that the FBI show the House Oversight Committee that form. Wray is refusing. Comer then issues a subpoena for the form. Wray refuses to provide it. Here's what the FBI says, quote, "Reporting by confidential human sources is one important form of highly sensitive law enforcement information upon which the FBI relies to develop leads, assess the credibility of potential evidence and sources, build investigations, and take action to enforce a criminal law or protect national security. Department of Justice policy strictly limits when and how confidential human source information can be provided outside of the FBI," unquote. There's validity to that statement, okay? It's not some kind of excuse that Wray usually does. So when they call Wray to testify in front of Congress, all he says is, "I can't talk about it, it's under investigation." You know that. We've seen that. How many times have we seen that? Okay, that's his fallback. "I can't say anything, it's under investigation." There's validity in this, that every accusation that comes to the FBI can't be made public because it could wipe out reputations everywhere. But what Wray could do is call Comer and a couple of key senators in this case, like Chuck Grassley, and Democrats too, maybe 4, 2 Republicans, 2 Democrats, into FBI headquarters and show them the memo. Don't give it to them, show them, and redact any kind of name that might get that person in trouble, like the whistleblower's name. They can do that, right? Ray's not going to do it. So the only conclusion that I, a fair man, can come to is that Wray does not want to proceed in this investigation against Joe Biden. And it makes perfect sense because Biden could fire Wray tomorrow, and Wray's immediate boss, Merrick Garland, okay, certainly doesn't want this. So Wray would be basically saying, I'm out of here, if he cooperated with the House Oversight Committee. So he's not cooperating. So what happens now? Well, the Republicans say they're going to hold Wray in contempt of Congress, which is a felony. It's a crime. Wray doesn't seem to be bothered by that, even though Steve Bannon went to jail. And I'll just tell you about that in a moment. So Wray, he's not real concerned. Okay? Why? Well, because a former Attorney General, Eric Holder, under President Obama, defied a congressional subpoena about the Fast and Furious gun smuggling to Mexico case. Holder wouldn't say anything, wouldn't turn over any evidence. What happened to Holder? Nothing. Justice Department, which he headed, didn't file any charges against him. And Holder knew he wasn't going to be prosecuted, so he just said, blank you, Congress, I'm defying the subpoena. But Bannon couldn't do that because Bannon held no government position, and Merrick Garland threw the book at Bannon. And that was about testimony on the Capitol riot on January 6th, 2021. Bannon just said, I'm not going to testify. So he's found guilty in July 22, 2 counts of criminal contempt of Congress, and they sentenced him to 4 months in prison, fined him $6,500. So Bannon goes and gets punished. Holder doesn't. You think Wray's going to get punished for defying the subpoena? It's impossible. Merrick Garland would have to prosecute him. Merrick Garland's not going to do it. Garland prosecuted Bannon. That's fine. Not going to do his buddy Wray. So what happens next? Well, Kevin McCarthy, Speaker of the House, has got to make a big deal out of this. All right, once this debt ceiling thing gets put to bed tonight, which it will, and I'll explain that in a moment, then full court press by McCarthy and the House Republicans saying can't stand, and they got to drag President Biden into it. They got to do all that stuff. Okay, and it'll probably lead nowhere because there is no other apparatus. If the Justice Department doesn't charge Christopher Wray with contempt of Congress, then nothing happens. See? Nobody else can do anything. So this is corruption. And this is an erosion of the justice system. This isn't equal justice for all. Bannon goes to jail, but Eric Holder doesn't. Is that equal justice? Is it? No, of course it isn't. So that's a myth. And the FBI's reputation, even people who are Democrats and supporters of Biden and all this, gone. Gone. The chairman of the Fed is promising more pain ahead. Last year, stocks dropped a whopping 20%. 2023 could be worse. You are right to be worried. So call the only precious metal dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. They will show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Since I've been a client and spokesperson, the price of gold has appreciated more than 35%. So please call today and they'll have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. They have thousands of satisfied customers and have the highest rating in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Please tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they will give you up to $5,000 of free silver on your first order. Please call 866-501-5201. That's 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. Again, that's 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.